All right, welcome to the Anvil Union podcast. I'm Chris, your host, and today we'll be talking with one of the real pioneers of craft beer and homebrewing in Georgia here, Rick Foote. Welcome, Rick.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
Yeah, we're really excited to have him here because, like I said, he's a true pioneer in the field. He's extremely knowledgeable. He has been a commercial brewer, a really important part of the home brewing scene here in Georgia, and he's really a great guy. So thanks again for coming on.
Sure.
We'll be asking you a bunch of questions.
All right, let's do it.
So when you start to feel interrogated, just raise your left hand and
just stop.
Just starting off with the legalization of homebrew in Georgia. But let's start with before that. What was the beer scene like in Georgia before the legalization of homebrewing?
There wasn't much of a beer scene. There was the macro beers like Bud, Miller, Coors. That was about it.
Yeah.
The craft beer scene didn't come down to Georgia until, well, we were the last probably to experience the craft beer scene, really. I lived in Vermont and Pennsylvania. I moved here from Vermont. And so the Northeast was maybe a decade ahead of Southeast.
Wow. Yeah.
In terms of beer and the craft beer movement and brewing. So when I moved down here, it was sort of, homebrewing was illegal when I moved down here. And so I joined the Covert Hop Society. I've got the t-shirt on. And I want to give a big shout out to a gentleman by the name of Rick Lubrandt from the Covert Hop Society. He was the spark plug, the impetus, sort of our leader in our effort to get homebrewing legalized. James Earl Carter, George's favorite son, actually legalized homebrewing in 1978 federally. But many states chose not to recognize that, Georgia being one of those. So when I moved down here and got with the Covert Hops folks, we were breaking the law by brewing. Hence the name Covert Hops Society.
Yeah.
Had to be undercover.
So, was it really even widely known that homebrewing was even illegal? If people did they think of homebrewing as sort of moonshining, or?
I think it was two things. First of all, a carryover from Prohibition for sure, and then the so-called Bible Belt probably phenomenon. And those two things probably led to that.
Yeah. And so you were saying that you were trying to accomplish your mission in phases, in three different phases, right?
So the mission of us beer aficionados.
Yeah.
Well, first on the agenda was get homebrewing legalized. We did that in 1993. And I was present with all the other guys from the various homebrew clubs when Zell Miller signed it into law that legalized it in Georgia. So that was first. We got that done in 93. Then the next thing on the horizon was to get Brewpubs legalized because they were not legal in Georgia either at that point. We had the Olympics coming. We're inviting the world. And from our standpoint, we didn't want to seem like we were backward or not as welcoming as we could be, because they're probably used to maybe being more progressive than Georgia was at that point. So that got legalized just before the Olympics came here. And then the last thing was Georgia had a 6% limit on beer. And there's no limit on wine or other spirits, but Georgia had a 6% limit on beer, which limits the beer styles that craft brewers could produce.
Yeah.
So the movement was called the Georgia Gourmet Beer Bill. And another shout out to a person by the name of Owen Ogletree, who was instrumental in getting that passed. So the Georgia limit right now for ABV on beer is 14%.
Yeah. It's a huge jump. So, I mean, if you go walk into any, craft beer bar or brewery, half the menu is over 6%. So, 6% ABV is really kind of low in the craft beer world. Yeah, very limiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were talking about legalizing brew pubs, which some people probably have like their own idea of what a brew pub is. Could you let us in on what that was in particular to that the legalization?
Well, a brew pub would be an establishment where you can direct sell your beer to the public.
Okay.
Normally, it's like they call it a 3-tier system.
Yeah.
You got the producer, the distributor, and then the retailer or end user.
Okay.
So the brew pub would be a producer, and you sort of cut out the middleman, if you will, the distributor, and go direct to the consumer.
Right. So it's basically like breweries could now have tap room sales instead of being a manufacturing facility only and then going through a distributor to sell their beer.
Yeah, it used to be that, we had to be creative. So speaking as a professional brewer now, putting on my other hat, breweries were doing tours and offering up to 36 ounces of beer, which had to be by law. It was mandated to be free.
Yeah.
But we could charge for the tour. So that's how a lot of the craft breweries were making money, because we couldn't direct sell it. It was illegal at that point.
Okay.
Georgia didn't legalize it until 2017.
Okay.
So breweries like a brew pub can direct sales.
Right.
That wasn't legalized until 2017, which opened up a lot of opportunities for breweries. Because when we got established in 2016, the mantra was go big or go home. Because to make any kind of money, you had to be a volume producer to go through distributors.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it was. You had to go big or go home. But now, if I were doing it again, I would do a small 5 or 7 barrel, maybe 10 barrel system, and do direct taproom sales only.
Okay.
Because you can cut out the middleman and go direct to the public.
Okay. So your profit margins get so much larger when you're
better.
Just
a lot better
tap room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I think we're absolutely thinking about going small to start off with, because that's basically what we'll be focusing on.
And you can find a lot of, as you know, used equipment now.
Yeah.
And get some pretty good deals.
Even like some homebrewers are still using like 1 barrel systems. I don't know how people drink that much beer at their house, but if you're only brewing one type of beer, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. My wife were at a brewery yesterday in Atlanta. They have a 3.5 barrel system.
Little Cottage, right?
Little Cottage, yeah.
Yeah. Man, they put out some good beers, and their system is not complicated at all. I think it's just like
it's according to the bartender, it's totally manual, which for a system that small, is going to be manual. It's not going to have a lot of bells and whistles.
Rubber hoses and the whole thing, right?
Yeah, valves, mechanical valves. You have to physically open and close versus punching a button.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. So it's a lot more like home brewing than a lot of commercial brewing systems, not just about scale, but complexity.
Yeah.
So, which I guess it's hard to stay simple when you go up in volume, I imagine.
Simple?
As far as the technology goes.
Yeah. Oh, there's all sorts of technology.
Yeah. Thank goodness. It's getting better and better every day.
Yeah.
So what do you think were like one or maybe a few of the biggest obstacles you had in working on getting the legalization of homebrew in Georgia?
Just the perception that we were bootleggers, I think.
Okay.
Also the perception that we were, I don't know, how to say this, but like low class, you know, people
Yeah.
trying to do it on the cheap, you know,
Sure.
just to get wasted or whatever.
Yeah.
But we were, you know, I have a college degree. We had doctors and dentists and lawyers and, you know, upper, you know,
Mm-hmm.
more affluent people. We were well educated. We weren't stupid. We weren't trying to get a buzz cheap.
Mm-hmm.
We were trying to learn how to do a process that's been practiced for thousands of years and just trying to be creative. I put it in terms of, you know, I like to make stuff.
Right.
Like I baked a pie the other day. Just the hands-on of making something that you created that you can share with someone, and it was really a good pie too. But you know, baking bread or making cheese or, you know, making anything yourself, there's just some pride in that.
Yeah.
And as homebrewers, you know, we like to share the brew that we've created and have people enjoy it likewise.
Yeah.
That's a big kick.
I think that's something that like pretty much everyone in our homebrew club shares, is that like they like to make things. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we have like people who love to make barbecue,
Yeah.
people who I mean cook. I think cooking's a kind of a big thing
Yeah.
in our club too. Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of mechanically inclined folks that make their own glycol units and stuff,
Yeah.
glycol chillers,
Yeah. Man,
which I would have no idea how to do. So
I wouldn't either, but I could watch a lot of YouTube videos.
yeah,
Yeah.
and get in a lot of trouble too. Probably.
Right. He should make a YouTube video on how to do that, because I bet he could.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's really cool how, like, I think a lot of people in our homebrew club are very different, but in some ways, like, very like-minded.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, like, you know.
Like I said, the pride of creating something you made yourself
Mm-hmm.
and that you can share with people.
Yeah.
And hopefully they appreciate it as well as you do.
Right.
It's a joint appreciation.
Right. Even if you don't lie to me about it.
Yeah. Or two.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, like, we talked about what the craft beer scene looked like in Georgia before, you know, putting all the work into getting these laws changed. How did changing the laws, what effect did it have on Georgia's craft beer industry?
Well, it was necessary. There was a brewery that is still in business in the Atlanta area that was producing a certain seasonal product that we all knew was over the 6% limit.
Mm-hmm.
But they were trying to punch through the wall. But now that it's been opened up, there's a lot more beers that you can brew beer styles you can brew.
Right.
You know, I won't mention the brewery that made that product, but it was definitely over 6%.
Yeah. So
I
like
have 2 bottles of it in my fridge at home.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, totally agree. There's just like it's almost like breweries were brewing with their hands behind their back.
Yeah, it's totally limiting.
Yeah.
Totally limiting.
Yeah. Well, thinking
like
about
a lot of the European beers, you know, Belgians especially tend to be higher ABV, like triples and doubles.
Mm-hmm.
Saisons definitely can be over 6%. Box, double box, ice box.
Even like American styles, like double IPAs, or
they wouldn't be. They would not.
Yeah.
They'd be illegal.
Imperial stouts, like things that like a lot of American breweries are doing.
Baltic.
Yeah. So looking forward now, what excites you the most about craft beer today?
That is a hard question. I don't know. I've been around so long that I guess it would take a lot to excite me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I jaded? Perhaps. It takes a lot more to excite me. As far as the tasting of a beer.
Mm-hmm.
No, it used to be that before maybe I became more sophisticated with my palate and so on, that I could get excited about a beer more easily.
Mm-hmm.
Now it has to be a really great beer in order to, because your threshold of, you know what I'm saying, appreciation is higher.
Do you think that like a really well done traditional style would excite you more than, say, like a style with a bunch of cool adjuncts in it?
Yeah. I tend to be more of a traditionalist, I think.
Okay.
You know, example would be lagers. I brew lagers and ferment cold.
Mm-hmm.
One of the current new techniques is, you know, to ferment under pressure at room temperature, like lager or ale temperatures.
Yeah.
And that'll produce, say, cleaner fermentation under pressure. But I still like to be a traditionalist and do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, well, I mean, one name comes to mind, but a lot of people are really jumping on the bandwagon of fermenting lagers, like even some strain of yeast at room temperatures. And I'm still, I don't know. Like sometimes, I don't know. I just don't know about it. I need to maybe play around with it a little bit more, but I like that. I like doing things traditionally if I can, and there's not really any like, there's no difference. Like it's still going in my fermentation chamber, whether or not the temp is pulled down or pulled up.
Another example is I did a cream ale recently.
Okay.
And only backtrack. In my former job, I got to tour the Miller Brewery in Albany, Georgia. And they did a dog and pony show for us with the malt and different ingredients and hops and stuff on display. And they had this one vial with a clear, syrupy looking liquid in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked them what it was, and they said that's corn syrup. Because American beers like Miller coerce by these adjuncts like rice or corn.
Yeah.
But what I did is I made a cream ale, not with corn syrup, but I did what they call a cereal cook, which is a traditional method where it's sort of like doing a decoction.
Yeah.
Where you do like a mini mash with, I used cornmeal.
Okay.
From like the grocery store. Just make sure there's no preservatives in it. You do a cereal cook with malt, milled malt, and you let it convert a little bit.
Okay.
With a 150 degree rest for a little bit. Then you boil it for a period of time to gelatinize the corn.
Mm-hmm.
It has a higher gelatinization temperature than malt does, than barley does. And then you mix that back into the main mash, which is sort of like decoction would be done.
Okay.
It's more expensive and more time consuming to do that than it is to dump corn syrup in it.
Yeah.
But I think the results, being traditional like I am, speak for themselves.
Right.
It's worth the effort.
Right. Yeah. And then there's also sort of I think the satisfaction of knowing that like the way that you're doing it is the way that they've been doing it for so long, and it works. Right.
Right. Like when the Germans came here from Germany in the 1800s, and they're used to producing lager beers. Story goes they were looking for local ingredients. They could find barley malt, but there was corn. Yeah. So they said, let's use some corn in it. So that's how the adjunct brewing really started, with the German immigrants that came and brought lager brewing to the U.S. Yeah.
I think it's very cool that like brewing beer is one of those things that stay so close. Like I guess what I'm trying to say is like craft beer is one of those things that want to stay as close to what it was historically, than any other hobbies. I feel like there's like traditional styles are traditional styles, and they will always be what that is from when it was recorded on through the future.
Yes.
And that's sort of like, I think that's really cool, because like there is going to be advances in technology, advances in even like ingredients to make things a little simpler and easier, but the styles are always going to be what the styles are.
There are style guidelines, as you know, beer judge certification program. provides guidelines for the different styles that we use when we do competitions. I think the last ones they put out were 2015, but they do update them periodically. That's the beer judge certification program.
Yeah.
So styles have to adhere to guidelines within the styles during competitions.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess how you get your beer to fit those style guidelines is up to you, but
Yeah.
but like the guidelines are the
that
guidelines.
was the point I'm getting at. You can use any production process you want, but it has to meet the guidelines
Right.
when it's judged. If you do competitive,
Yeah. Yeah.
and there's there's homebrew judging, there's commercial beers that are judged, and like World Beer Cup, and it's different. It's not just homebrewing, but beers are judged in general.
Right.
Homebrewing scale and commercial scale.
Yeah. Yeah. You want another beer?
Yeah, can I pop one of mine open?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
We can talk about the wheat beer stuff.
Yeah, sounds great. All right, so today we're focusing on a particular beer style, and today we're talking about what?
A German Weissbier.
So, can you tell us about the where it originates? Maybe a little bit of history behind the style.
Well, it's a Bavaria, Germany, Munich area. There was originally a German family that had a monopoly on the style. We're talking like in the 1700s. And then eventually they dropped that and other folks started brewing the style. It went out of favor, I think, in the late 1800s. It went out of favor where it went downhill, and I guess probably Pilsners and Helles, other lagers probably took over.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got a resurgence, became popular again, especially popular with craft brewers in the US and other areas where it's, again, regained some popularity.
And it's sort of like a part of a larger family of German wheat beers, right?
Yeah, this is a light German Weissbier. There's also Dunkelweiss. There's also high gravity versions. But this is just, it's 5%.
Yeah.
So it's a lower gravity version.
Okay.
You want to try some?
Yeah, let's pour it up.
So I got these bottles from a friend who had a son who was an airline pilot, flew to Germany, and these bottles came from him.
That's awesome.
So these are returnable bottles, like they would use. That's
cool. I think, just a side note, it has nothing to do with beer, but the first time I came into contact really with like a pop top bottle was in Germany. My first trip over there, they served water in, pop top bottles. And I was like, I don't know what this is or how to use it. Can someone show me? I felt like a stupid American at that point.
Yeah, they're cool bottles.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
You can get these can be replaced too if they wear out.
Oh, okay. Well, rubber O-rings.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
So this beer style is supposed to be very effervescent, which you can see by the head.
Yeah.
And all the bubbles coming out of.
Yeah. Lots of bubbles.
Solution there.
And the nose is it's so pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's almost like nothing bitter to this beer at all.
There's some of us in our homebrew club that are of the opinion that it's one of the hardest beer styles to get right.
Yeah, it's so talk about what the wheat does to the beer.
Well, wheat lends itself to better head retention because it has more protein than barley malt.
Mm-hmm.
It also leads to greater banana esters.
Okay.
Isoamyl acetate.
So if you were to use a if you were to use this same yeast in a beer that doesn't have wheat in it, you wouldn't get those banana esters as much.
They would be reduced considerably.
Okay.
The other thing we're getting in this beer is clove, which is 4-vinyl guaiacol. It's a spicy clove-like. Some might perceive it as somewhat smoky aroma. So to get that, you need to get the banana esters and also the clove, you need to choose the right yeast strain.
Okay.
So you want one that's phenol positive, which produces the clove, the 4-vinyl guaiacol. You also need one that'll produce the banana esters, the isoamyl acetate. And so first of all, choose the right yeast strain. Otherwise, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
So this is a yeast strain that produces both those esters, both of those qualities. And also a lot of it is process driven. You need to choose, normally it's like 50% wheat malt.
Okay.
You can go higher than that, obviously. But I wanted to produce a balanced beer that has both the banana and the clove. So I went middle of the road with the 50%. Actually, if you want more clove, you would use less wheat.
Okay.
If you want more banana, you would use more wheat.
Okay.
So again, yeast selection is important, and your other ingredients used in it are important as well.
What's a traditional strain of hops for a beer like this?
Any kind of German hop, like a Hallertau.
Okay. Because it's not very much hops going into this beer.
No, it's like 12, 14 IBUs.
Yeah, you're just getting you're adding the minimum amount of bitterness.
It's just to balance the sweetness from the malt.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah,
and the hops will go in basically at the beginning of the boil, so you just want the bittering. That's all you're trying to get from those.
Yeah. I think it would be pretty hard to try to add some malt aroma or hop aroma and hop flavor to it with all the banana esters coming from this beer. It's so pleasant. I mean, I think German wheat beers in general sort of give this pillowy mouthfeel that just is. It's like there's nothing harsh about it. Like you could have it sitting in your mouth all day.
Yeah. Also, when you do the different temperature rests, again, going back to the process, you want to try to favor maltose production, which is a disaccharide of glucose. To do that, you want to rest at 145 degrees.
Okay.
Oh, before that, let's backtrack.
Yeah.
You want a ferulic acid rest at 113. That produces a precursor to the 4-vinyl guaiacol.
Okay.
So you do a 113 rest for like 10, 15 minutes. Then you step it up to 145 for the maltose rest, which helps in producing the banana esters. And then you go for and that's also the beta rest. Then you go to alpha rest, which is like 160, 161.
Okay.
And they claim that mashing regime actually adds mouthfeel and body to the beer, which is sort of counterintuitive. You would think the more I convert all these starches to sugars, it's going to
just
wash out.
Right.
So I read this article that I found on Reddit, actually.
Nice.
It's entitled "Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Brewing Bavarian Weissbier."
Yeah.
And the other research I did was a guy from one of the yeast production company.
We live in a great age to be homebrewing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, because if I were to try to pick a strain of yeast to brew a Weissbier today, I can just log on to Yeast or White Labs and search for German wheat.
This was
ale.
This is the White Labs. It's probably won't pronounce it properly, but Weinschaffen.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is the oldest brewery in existence.
Yeah. Yeah. They're sort of the standard. Yeah. So makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, yeah, before you were able to like Google yeast strains to use, you probably went through like several iterations of the same recipe
Yeah.
to find the right one.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
This one I'm really satisfied with this one. Like I said, it's a hard style, I think, to get right.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at it.
Oh, for sure. 'Cause that's an extremely good beer.
It is hard.
I'm really happy that you brought another bottle.
I did.
Let's see.
I think bottle conditioning for this beer, in my opinion, is important also because you can get higher carbonation than you can on the draft.
Yeah.
Plus, you can also, normally you would do this and pour the wheat, the yeast into the beer as well.
Yeah.
You get more flavor from that. And this beer style can be hazy.
Right.
It's actually supposed to be hazy unless it's a filtered wheat beer, which is a Cristal style.
Okay. Cristal.
With a K.
So, in your opinion, like, are the different mash steps that you use with this, is that a traditional process? It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how would like when this beer was first being produced, how would a brewery manage the temperatures at which they're mashing?
Before, like, thermometers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just by feel.
Okay.
I mean, you and I have been brewing for quite a while. I think even without a thermometer that we could get through the process and produce something drinkable.
Yeah.
I mean, just by, I think the rule of thumb, wasn't that like an old thermometer?
Yeah.
Like you stick it in here. Okay.
I
hold it in there for 2 seconds. It must be that temperature. I can hold it in there for 10 seconds. So it's probably that temperature.
Yeah. You got to use the same thumb every time. Yeah. If you switch thumbs, then you're out of calibration. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think you could get, I mean, obviously beer was produced before equipment.
Yeah.
Like testing equipment.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the reproducibility wasn't as good, but
no,
I mean,
you do need, the right equipment to produce beer with consistent quality.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So a great Weissbier, in your opinion, what characteristics are people going to be looking for? If they go to a brewery, they order a Weissbier, how are they going to know that it's a good representation of the style?
The profile, the aroma profile is pretty important. I think it's harder to get the banana esters than it is the clove.
Mm-hmm.
So I would focus on trying to get the more banana esters into it.
Okay. All right. And then proper glassware. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
So I had a couple of tulip glasses sitting over here, right, and you said, is this what we're going to be serving this in? And that we went downstairs and grabbed these.
As you saw when we poured this beer, it had a lot of foam, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want this bulbous enlargement at the top to contain the head.
Okay.
If we use the tulip glass, which tend to constrict at the top, it would potentially overflow.
Okay.
So the bulbous head in a wheat beer glass is to contain the head.
Okay.
Because of the higher carbonation level and the proteins from the wheat.
Okay.
You want a bulbous enlargement at the top to contain the head. That's a traditional wheat beer glass.
Okay. Well,
a Weissbier glass.
They knew what they were doing when they made those, right?
Well, there's lots of different glasses for different beer styles, and you can go down that rabbit hole too.
Oh man, yeah, Rick, that's going to be like a whole salute to glassware month or 3. Because you're right. There's so many different styles and different ways to present different styles of beer too.
Right. A Pils glass, shaker glass is pretty common for most beer styles, but then there's the Kolsch glass, which is like a straight up and down cylinder.
Yep.
Stanja. I don't know.
Yeah.
Stang. What?
I think I say Stanga, but I'm
Stanga?
not. Yeah, I don't know if that's right or not.
We need to research that one. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I have a couple of Stangas and a Kolsch on tap if you want to drink that next.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I covered Kolsch in one of my other videos because that's a pretty neat. I think it's a pretty neat thing to think about over here in America, but you don't really get to like some breweries and bars will do Kolsch service, but it's a whole experience.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. We have some in Atlanta, a couple in Atlanta, I think that do that sort of on a regular basis.
Yeah, there are a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's your favorite commercial Weissbier that you can think of right now?
Probably Schneider.
Schneider? Okay.
Yeah.
And then is this a style that you can let sit in your fridge for a while, or does it need to be consumed fresh?
I would opt to consume it fresh.
Okay.
Yeah. With the lower ABV and the lack of hops, it won't. Hops are a natural preservative,
Mm-hmm.
and ABV, higher alcohol, is a preservative as well. So it has none of that going for it.
Right.
So I would drink it fresh.
Yeah. Okay. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about commercial brewing.
Okay.
What's all right. So just if you could just kind of talk about how you made the jump from home brewing to commercial brewing. Like, what was that like and how did that happen?
Well, my employer at the time gave all of us a furlough day, a month furlough day where we didn't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to do something. So I would volunteer at various breweries. Last one I volunteered at was with Kevin McNerney, one of the founding brewers of Sweetwater.
Okay.
Who also has a consulting business called Better Beer Consulting.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I was volunteering with him at least one day a month. And so Kevin called me and said, "Hey, Rick, do you want to go pro?" I said, "Sure." I was looking to leave where I was working at the time anyways. So he said, "Call this guy." So I called this guy. And the next night, this guy is in my brewery basement, and I'm giving him all these beers to try. And apparently he liked what I was producing. So I was basically the first employee at LeftNut at the time.
Yeah.
That's what it was called.
Yeah. Wow.
I was helpful in getting the brewery started because our CEO wasn't from the area. He was from the Cumming area. Cumming was not rolling out the red carpet for a brewery at the time. I mean, there's breweries there now, but back then it was like they were wanting to push them like in this downside of town, like place you wouldn't really want to go,
Yeah.
So when I got acquainted with him, he asked, "Do you have any ideas on location?" So I gave him a couple of location ideas because I was looking at opening a brewery myself at the time,
Yeah.
Isn't everyone? But so this opportunity landed literally in my lap. So
yeah.
We started LeftNut Brewing. We did all the build out stuff. I built the bar. Other guys built different things at the brewery. About 80% of what you see at the brewery, we did ourselves to save money.
Yeah.
Plus, it took a long time to get all the permitting because I say it's not as easy as opening a donut shop. There's lots of hurdles and a lot of red tape.
Right.
Zoning, and we had to get an ordinance that would actually allow a brewery in the first place because Gainesville at that point didn't have an ordinance that would allow a brewery. So we had to get zoning, we had to get the ordinance passed that would allow a permitted brewery.
Yeah.
We did the build out at the location, which was on the Atlanta Highway at the Chicopee Mill, very historic area. Structure was built in 1926, 1927. We went in there and started our first beer in 2016, March of 2016. Unfortunately, we closed about 8 years later.
Yeah.
was a tough business to be in.
What a just an absolute landmark of a brewery it was, because we always met there for our homebrew meetings. We tried to show up for all the anniversaries. Basically just a cool place to come and hang out if you've got time.
A lot of breweries will go into like a sheet metal building.
Yeah.
Or maybe a concrete block building. This was like brick.
Yeah.
Copper doors, granite steps. All the timbers overhead was locally harvested Georgia heart pine.
So cool.
It was a great building.
Yeah.
Had so much character, so much history behind it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You guys found a bunch of pictures of like the mill that it was before, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Looking at all the history of that building and then being a part of that, that's pretty cool.
And so when we were going for the zoning, my former job was in public county government. So I've gone to a lot of commissioner meetings, city council meetings, et cetera. I sort of know, what's going to happen. And during the zoning public hearing, I go talk to my CEO next door and said, those people up front, get ready, they're going to land base, just going to speak in opposition to rezoning.
Okay.
And, so when the county attorney opens it up for in this case, city attorney, opens up for public comments, pro and con, we get up and we do all the, the pro side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, here they go. Could he ask for anybody in the opposition that would like to speak? And nobody got up. So these three people that I suspected were going to be against it, we met with them after the meeting adjourned, and they said, we're with the Homeowners Association across the street. We came here to make sure this got approved.
Hey.
Because we want this place to live another life.
Yeah. Wow. Man, that's awesome. That's definitely something that I hope that, that we have here in Winder.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's important for legislature, but come here. Not just that. I just want, I want the community to be behind what we're doing too.
I think there will be.
Yeah.
Attitudes have changed.
Yeah.
I think it's more progressive nowadays. And
I think
especially if you go, what's the location you're looking at?
Sort of like on the other side of Winder, at where the gym is now. So it's like between Winder and Bethlehem. Yeah.
But a lot of breweries have gone into areas in at least economic redevelopment of blighted areas, or it's a gathering place. It's a spark plug for future development.
Yeah.
A lot of breweries have got, as well as I do, have gone in and they become a bright spot for that community.
Yeah.
And other people want to be near the breweries.
Right.
So they'll open up bakeries or different shops, and different retail establishments will go and open near those breweries to employ more people. Yeah.
There's a whole shopping facility of open, there's, buildings sitting there basically to hold something like that. And really the verbiage that me and my business partner keep using is ecosystem. We want to be just part of the ecosystem of, businesses or concepts that people, want to come and hang out and get this and get that and do this and hang out with people. And, all the businesses are kind of thriving off of each other. So that's sort of the whole goal, is to be part of that. And obviously you need a community to be behind you in order to get that done.
I call it cross-pollination.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. You get pollinated and produce. What lessons do homebrewers not learn at the scale that they're doing? Like, what are some things that you pick up doing professionally that you like never really thought about as a home brewer?
It's a job.
Okay.
I mean, you do home brewing because it's fun and enjoyable, and you're doing like 10-pound bags, 5-pound bags.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what scale you're at, we're lugging like 55-pound bags up to the brew deck and doing a grind, a milling of malt that might take a couple hours. And in our building, it wasn't air conditioned, so it's a sweatshop.
Yeah.
Dumping like 30, 50, 55-pound bags into this hopper to mill it. And you got all this dust and heat, and you're sweating, and yeah, it becomes a job.
Yeah. Then your wife is loving how you smell when you get back home.
Yeah, it's a job. It becomes a job.
Yeah.
It is a job.
Yeah.
And then it can be, you might call it a grind. Maybe not a good choice of words because you do the mill, which is a grind, but the job becomes a grind.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. What
The best thing about the brewing was when you're done, and it goes back to sharing your enjoyment of your product when you're there at the bar or whatever after your shift, and public comes in and you're sharing your product with them, and they're hopefully giving you praise for, this tastes great, this is the best beer I've ever had, or this is the best bock I've ever had, or
Yeah.
that's where the reward is.
Was there like a beer that you made at Left Nut that made you feel like, okay, like we're a good brewery, like this beer is going to be like, it meets the quality?
Hooch shooting.
Yeah. Okay. You had East Coast IPA, right?
Yeah, it was a hazy
IPA.
New England IPA.
Yeah.
Like 6.5%.
Yeah. Great beer.
And we also did a double hooch.
Right.
Imperial hooch, which all of us, meaning all of us brewers, thought that one needs to go commercial, but it never happened.
Yeah.
But me and one of our other club members are going to resurrect that beer for our Oktoberfest this year.
Yes.
Oktoberfest.
Oh, yes. Everyone needs to bring their L&B glassware and drink.
And it's Clay.
Okay. Awesome.
So, and Clay is also, and myself and my wife are going on a trip to the German Oktoberfest this year.
Oh, man.
But and if it's a bus trip, the guy that Owen Ogletree, I mentioned him before, he does these beer trips.
Yeah.
He charters a bus. And it's this thing called bus beers.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do the double hooch and bring that for a bus beer to share with all the other attendees.
That'll be special.
Yeah.
That'll be really
That's
cool.
our plan.
Yeah.
We haven't brewed it yet, so anything can happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you guys are still really good at brewing that beer. Yeah. That's exciting, man. So is the Oktoberfest trip, is that before or after the Club Oktoberfest?
After.
No. After.
Our Club Oktoberfest is going to be October 3rd, I believe.
Yeah.
It's going to be prior to that.
Okay.
Yeah. We fly out on the 19th of September.
Okay. That'll be so fun. I still haven't been, I've been to Munich, but I haven't been to Oktoberfest. Yeah.
I'm going to get a legit Weissbier glass there for sure to bring back.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't have one right now.
Have you felt like your tastes have changed over the years? Like how have your taste buds evolved?
Like I said, it takes more to coin a phrase, trip my trigger.
Yeah.
Like it takes really a good beer to wow me, because I've become, I don't know, jaded.
Yeah.
I mean, this beer is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just takes more to get the wow factor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you
mature, your taste buds change, you become more sophisticated.
Yeah.
And you become jaded.
Yeah. Yeah. You've made so many good beers, and you've been part of the craft beer world, but you've also traveled the world and tasted the world's beer. I mean, you've been to what, Belgium?
Belgium so far.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we did 2 trips to Belgium.
Yeah, 2 trips to Belgium.
One with Owen's group and one with an offshoot of our club.
Yeah.
And we rented a van and did our own thing.
Yeah.
That was an awesome trip.
Did y'all stop at Amsterdam too?
Yeah, we flew into Amsterdam.
Okay.
We didn't like Amsterdam.
No.
Flying to Amsterdam, get the heck out. Yeah.
Yeah. But like Belgium is like sort of like rated, way up there as far as the beer world.
I believe Belgium is the size of the state of Maryland.
Okay.
But they have a lot more breweries than the state of Maryland has, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have hundreds of breweries for something so geographically small.
Older than the country that we live in.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. I'll get over there one day.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. One last question.
Mm-hmm.
We'll end with this. And take the time to think if you need to. What skills beyond brewing are important for success?
Going into the commercial side of things?
Just as a whole, success as a whole. If you want to just talk about
if you want to be good at
brewing,
whether it's as a home brewing or a commercial level, knowledge.
Okay.
Knowledge, research, consistency, attention to detail, cleanliness. We always say 80% of successful brewing is cleanliness and sanitation.
Yeah.
And that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, Rick, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Yeah. It's been really great catching up with you and learning from you and talking about your history and your knowledge and wheat beer. Let's see. So you're working out of your basement, doing a lot of hobby stuff and doing carpentry. Are you doing any of that like as a side hustle, or is there any way that people can go and support you?
Yeah, I've made several things for clients.
Yeah.
Probably, see, 1, 2. I think I'm on my 5th project now.
Okay.
I've done bookcases. I've done project on this guy's houseboat for a bar.
Yeah.
Out of mahogany.
Yeah.
It's got 3 drawers, soft closed drawers, liquor storage, glassware storage, and a top for like utensils because you have some barbecues there.
Okay.
And I made some teak tables, also for the same client.
Nice.
Out of some used boat parts. That was challenging.
Yeah.
Rehab some baby furniture, bookcases for another client, and now I'm working on a surround and a mantle for an electric fireplace.
Okay.
For another client.
Yeah. So
I call it Whistle Pig Woodworks.
Whistle Pig Woodworks. That's awesome.
Which is also the name of my brewery, home brewery, Whistle Pig Brewing Company.
Yeah, where the true Rick beer is made. Thank you for everything that you've done.
Sure.
I wouldn't be doing any of what I'm doing without, you laying down the groundwork and
blazing the trail.
Blazing the trail. That's right. Just thank you. We appreciate you. And I'm sure we'll have you on again at some point. And
thank you.
We can talk about another beer style or, whatever. Thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, you can always comment and like and subscribe. And then obviously, if you guys have any questions, DM me, personal message. And don't forget, we also have our trip coming up on July 11th. We're going to Athens, visiting 3 breweries, getting 2 tours and 2 private tastings. It's going to be an amazing time. Tickets are on sale right now. So if you comment or message, I'll reply and get you guys in on that. we're going to be leaving Winder to go to Athens on a bus. We'll be having beers on the bus and bus beers, having a good old time, taking a page out of old Owen Ogletree's book. But appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Cheers.